...2023 elections, we are joining forces to wrestle with APC and give Nigerians an alternative. AAC and PRP declare alliance. Wow. So AAC and PRP parties, African National Congress and People Redemption Party have come together now to merge. I'm sure PRP is collapsing structure and lining up behind AAC Showore to see how they can combine forces in alliance to come out victorious in the 2023 election. So two parties have collapsed their structure to be together. Let's see how they have to explain it. The leadership of the Abdul Majid Daudu-led faction of the People's Redemption Party had disclosed their plans are underway to form a political alliance with the African Action Congress. Now it was gathered that Daudu said the party is joining forces with AAC in order to give Nigerians an alternative to vote for ahead of the 2023 general election. The PRP factional chairman, who disclosed this during the Northeast Zonal meeting of the party, aired by AIT on Friday, said both parties have decided to form a political alliance before the polls in order for them to wrestle power from the ruling All Progressive Congress. Wow. So while explaining that both parties have shown a willingness to make a formal agreement on the alliance, Dauda submitted that only the AAC and the PRP distinguished themselves from other political parties. Under this government, the economy of the country as well as security has deteriorated. We have to bring back sanity in the land. That's good. Daudu was reported to have confirmed the alliance to Punch, saying, yes, there is an alliance talk going on right now. Okay, they're still discussing. The man's name is Daudu, not Dauda, actually. However, it was learned that the AAC, in a statement on Friday signed by East National Publicity Secretary Femi Adeyeye, also confirmed the move, saying it was a plus for the party's presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore. Adeyeye, who disclosed that further alliance talks were underway, noted that the AAC welcomes with great excitement the announcement of support of the PRP for our presidential candidate in the forthcoming elections, Omoyele Sowore. The PRP, the oldest party in Nigeria, had declared support for the AAC in the forthcoming general election as alliance talks between both radical socialist parties reached a climax. So the thing here in the PRP is that there's a factional leader, meaning the party is divided already, and they have two different groups, two different factions with their own leaders as well, their chairmen. So the factional leader, this Abdul Majid Daudu, is the factional leader in that PRP as well. So it is own faction that is leading that are actually collapsing their structure and them pledging support for the AAC come 2023 election. Now, wow, some political parties have. They just form them and government will register them to get their money, registration fee. So what does this mean? Well, if we can have more parties collapse as time goes on to be able to, come together to form a more formidable entity, that's fine if they think they can succeed. But the thing here is that the discussion is still is ongoing, even though it's at a climax, meaning it has reached the top gear. All right, but discussion is ongoing and the agreement has not been signed yet. So it's still undergoing negotiation and discussion. What we're just getting here is that they have agreed and there's a green light. So meaning that what is left now is to sign a document so that would be a standing agreement on how they will come together and how they will forge ahead as a single entity going forward. I'm sure all of this is just to make sure that if AAC wins, then they will have enough people to share the bread that will come with it. that will come with the winning. All right. So that's fine. And AAC is happy and very excited to get this support from the PRP faction. And they say they are good because it is good for their presidential candidate, who is Omoyele Sowore. All right. And the PRP are also happy to announce their support for the AAC going forward. Well, this is what this is a strategy. Maybe this part of the structure, they say they are forming structure, because everybody has been saying that Peter Obi and Labour Party doesn't have structure. Even Oshowere is among the people that said Peter Obi does not have structure. Right? But now it's coming clear to people. It's becoming shocking to people now that the person they said doesn't have structure actually has a better structure than they thought. Right? And now everybody, they're not merging, coming together, forming alliance, to be able to stand the tide, because the tide is getting very strong now, and it's going to get stronger toward the end of the year and by early next year in preparation for the election. There are two comments here. Let's hear what they have to say. One person said, "You guys should study the times. Your calculation is wrong. We need just one virile opposition to PDP and APC, and others should join forces with Labour to remove these criminals in power. After this election, the real competition will begin." Yeah. So that is what this guy is saying. All these other small parties actually are not going anywhere. Yeah, so it will be better. The three major contestants, the Labour Party, the APC, and the PDP, even though NNPP is coming far, far, far from behind, it's not anywhere closer. All right. So what this guy is saying is that all this strategy that AAC and PRP are forming is actually not going to make, because there's no way AAC will win APC, PDP, and Labour Party in this country. Even in fourth position, they may not come, because NNPP is already there at the fourth position. All right. So this structure that are forming will not work, except there is something else they want to benefit from it. But if it is 2023 election, no matter how they come together, it's not going to work for them. So what this guy is suggesting is that they should line up behind Labour Party so that they can form a more stronger, formidable team that will actually wrestle power from APC and PDP and send them home. This is the best time to send PDP and APC to retirement. Let them go home. All right. So that is the comment from this guy, and I hope AAC and PRP will understand and probably make some amends. The second person is saying every other political party should join forces with Labour Party and pull down APC and PDP. So this second comment is also agreeing with the first guy that all other parties should collapse all their structures and line up behind Labour Party and get PDP and APC out of the way once and for all. And that would be a very good move if it is done. Unfortunately, because of our ego in Nigeria and selfish interest, we will not drop our ambition. We will rather die with it, even though we are losing. And that is not a very good one. That shows to the fact that they don't have the interest the people at heart. It's their own interest that is at heart. It's their own interest that they are pursuing, not the interest of the people. So they will never drop their ego, they will never drop their ambition, they will never swallow their pride for some reasons best known to them. And those reasons are actually selfish. Actually, that is what it is. So that's fine. AAC and PRP are merging, and that is in the coming days, we hope to see the agreement signed, and then they can forge forward, and then we'll see how they intend to beat PDP, APC, and Labour Party in the forthcoming election. Thank you for listening, and let's have your comment below.